Now that it's here again, woo! Funk is the DNA for hip-hop, some of the rock and roll. Funk is the DNA for most music.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You can, say, cop it, dupe it, loop it to stupid, and you own.
Now, you did something different than a lot of artists who had success. You know, it seems like it's hard for them to give up. Like, you came out to the rappers basically and said, hey, use these, and gave them a whole crew of samples to use.
Yeah,
you encouraged them to use your samples.
We're so close to funk without getting funky. If you get a sample of it, you're going to be addicted. That's why they call it dope. Here's a dope beat. Yeah, they hooked on that dope beat.
Right.
And once they get hooked on it, I got the long versions. You know what I'm saying? So, no, but like Ice Cube always say, man, we them clones, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what all the music is the same. It's always been the same, but we just said it. We just said it out loud. We didn't allow people to keep changing the name. It's cool, all of it, R&B, black, urban, all that's cool. But we designed ourselves, we said we're going to call it funk, and no matter what, anybody change it, because they change it for convenience, you know, to monopolize it. Cool, disco was cool, but we rescued dance music from the blahs.
Right.
You know, I mean, I like disco records one at a time, but you get them all together, they sound alike, then, you know, you can't make love like that with one stroke. You know?
Is that true, Jack Stein?
Hey, you heard the doctor.
Doctor's in the house.
Who's somebody you think's funky? A young guy, new artist. Somebody's out there, you know.
ODB.
ODB.
He got more funk than the law allowed. See, funk is always supposed to be on the edge. You know, it's supposed to be so close to the edge. They say, that's so crazy. You know, I gravitate to that music that parents be saying, it ain't gonna last. Cut that off. Ooh, it's too loud. It's getting on my nerve. When you get like that, that's it. Something's stinking, I want some.
And you can still smell it as much as you could 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah. When I first heard ODB and Wu-Tang, I said, now, they didn't even like themselves. They were so funky. They was like, woo, we so bad.
They had a headache.
Yeah, they gave themselves a headache, get a migraine in your gluteus maximum from smelling me. You know, so I knew they was going to be happening, and I was right. That was what was happening. You could feel it. Same thing with rock and roll. I mean, Chili Peppers, I was working with them. Them boys had nerve. I mean, they had nerve to be playing Funky Dollar Bill, one of our records. I knew they was going to be all right. I mean, that take nerve. We didn't even play that. We made the record, but we never played it. So when I saw them play that, I knew Fishbone. I knew they was going to be funky for a while, you know. And most of the hip-hop, anybody go around talking about, you know, James Brown was saying, good God. We used to say, what is he saying? That ain't nothing. Because we was at Motown, we thought writing words. Later on, we found out you can cut that stuff of his 1,000 times and still be dope.
Yeah.
You can put a 10 on his records and it'll be dope. You know, so the stuff that you always is happening, but you want to hide it. Like, a lot of people have P-Funk records, but their parents better not catch them. You know, they catch you with a P-Funk record, that was your butt. So, you know, I was down with that. So now I'm the same way about, say, hip-hop and a lot of the rock and roll music that's around now.
So, Jack Stein, you, what was it about? What was it about? I mean, you were a DJ, so you back when they were when Parliament, when you first discovered George Clinton and that whole thing. What was it about them that made you go, damn, this is going to blow up, or what was it?
Well, the thing about being a DJ, I always thought it was about being a personality. You know, you can get anybody to read the news, read the weather, and, you know, and do that bit. My thing was,
hey, wait a minute,
he's a star.
Are you calling me boring? Oh, sorry, go ahead, man. Sorry.
You know, and I just wanted to add something to it, man. You know, because I came in right after the Motown era. You know, the funk was just, I mean, you talking about Red Hot Mama, Cosmic Slop. I mean, I was just coming right in on the DJ scene,
you were just fermenting in
right,
the funk.
And the guys before me, there, E. Rodney Jones, the Georgia Woods that we were talking about earlier. I mean, these were personalities, man, and I wanted to be a personality.
Jim Gates.
Even the
Gotta mention Gates, boy.
Yeah.
We got, we have legends in our building.
Yeah,
we have,
Another thing, we slid in. We went from Parliament to Funkadelic to Bootsy, so we slid in on them in a way that most people didn't. We was a Testify was the one way. I Bet You was another way, and then Flashlight, Tear the Roof Off. We slid in. You didn't even notice that we were changing. A lot of people didn't even know we were the same group.
Yeah.
So when they looked around, there we were, stand up in their face like, wait a minute, you're the same people that was here yesterday.
Right. There's some confusion about that whole thing.
Wait a minute.
And to his credit, too, I don't know if they ever get a chance to talk about it anywhere else, but this guy took one group and tied up 4 or 5 record labels, too.
Yeah, under different names. So we slid in a way that most people didn't notice us slide in. Like, a lot of kids now know George Clinton, and their parents say, well, that's the dude that did this record, Knee Deep. They say, oh, Dare I So. They say, no, Knee Deep. They say, oh, blah, blah, blah. They say, we did it under a lot of different names.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that way, we were able to stay around. And Bootsy from James Brown. Maceo used to be from James Brown. Fred Wesley.
Right.
James. So we were Motown, we were James Brown, we were Jimi Hendrix, we were rock and roll, we was doo-wop. Because my favorite songs was the Spaniels and the Dells and Frankie Lyman. I'm from doo-wop. Every song I liked to make, we was begging for something. Mine was for the girls. I'm looking for the girls. We was trying to beg them, But since that wasn't the thing that was all the way happening anymore, we do that a little bit in the Bootsy's record, like Chocolate Star. We were silly about it, but we was begging. I'd rather be with you. Those are the songs that I like, but I was able to do them on Bootsy because we had a concept of silly, serious, and a big fat bass sound.
Right. What do you think about people who just say they're disappointed with today's music and then it's not going to last? Do you agree with that? Or
They say that every day.
They say that every time a new music comes in, that's what makes it stay. If they wouldn't say nothing, it probably would go away.
With this pandemic now, people have been cooped up, and we got to be faith-based and keep our faith in God and trust and believe. But these times will come again. But in those times to come again, we got to make them come again.
Like I said, it's the push, and like I said, that's the whole push of this show, is for me to get people who have played roles in being at their top and where they stand at, and have people see that no, there ain't nothing special or overly special. It's the fact that I had determination and you know how to treat people. That's
well,
the
not
key.
only that, and in doing that, in those travels, I never left the neighborhood. I was still your neighbor and your friend.
Yes, sir. That's it. And most people don't understand that, as far as you always showed us and told us that, yeah, if you do good and things get better, you stay where you at, but you got to watch where you at.
Exactly.
When they start hating you because you're doing, then you ain't leaving the neighborhood. You got some change.
That's right. That's all. That's all that was. You have to stay based it, man, and it humbles you. And I'm thankful for the journey, and it humbled me, and it gave me a different sense of awareness and a different sense of peace, because I could do some good in the neighborhood, and I never left the neighborhood, and so I can sit there.
And you showed us how to be more than one dimensional. I mean, between radio station, doing TV stuff, opening businesses, it's fact that now you always found a way to help others build their craft and move with their craft, but you always say, hey, you need to know a little bit more about some other stuff besides just one piece.
That's right. It's more than one piece to a puzzle. I've been the full gamut. I left radio, television, went into business, came back, did some other stuff. And cats say, man, how do you keep going and coming? And every time you come back stronger than that. That's because you got to stay at the drawing board and become your own self-architect. See, the Bible and God, they said he gave you a life. Now, what you do with that life is where you go with that. He didn't say it was going to be a good life or a bad life. He said he gave you a life. And then what you do with that life is where you move from there. I can't fault you or fault anybody else if I don't move and do something with my life.
Right.
You got to take responsibility and move and do what you need to do.
And I mean, you, again, like I said, like you always do, you always drop something off on the, and you drop it off. We like, he just say that? He like, y'all got to catch up with me. I'm just trying to help y'all go to a different level, but you got to catch it. And,
Exactly.
and I appreciate that.
Yeah. But some people, though, can't grasp that. Some people can't grasp that. If you just want to ride on the train because you see it rolling down the street and you're not willing to get off and push and figure out how to elevate that, you ain't gonna never, you just gonna be a rider. But when you can be, I'm gonna push this up to the top of the hill, and when it gets to the top of the hill, I'm gonna get on and ride down the other hill, and you take it to the next level.
Now,
so, yeah.
now, Doc T, why? I mean, just so we can clear it all up. Why did you never, or did you leave St. Louis and then come back? Why?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did. But after my parents got sick,
Right. Okay.
the loss of my mother, and then my taking care, I refused to put my father in a nursing home. And so that kind of made me take a back seat, and I had a choice whether to pursue, because there was a lot of places. I was off of jobs in New York, California, but it was about me and family. And I stayed to take care of my pops. I let a lot of opportunities pass me by and go because I believe and trust and believe that something else or better came along. It was a bit of a fight and a bit of a struggle, but I prevailed, and I thank him for what he did. And it wasn't too bad. It made me appreciate life a little bit more because I had to work a little harder to move to the next level. And then I ventured off into my own business, which gave me a different self-worth, because I had to realize, when you're riding that crest of that new wave, when at the highlight and the peak of my career, where we were talked about across the country and the nation, when I was at the highlight of my career, money was coming from everywhere. But then when you stop and you got to be the architect and the construction worker to put your own thing together, it's a different picture. Because when you're at the top, everything comes to you. You don't even have to reach for it. It's brought to you. Someone's brought to you on a silver platter. But when you come back down that ladder and have to start from the bottom and build your way back up, where you putting your own building blocks and turning your own lights on, it's a little different.
Yes, sir.
So that was another learning and humbling experience, and I'm thankful for it. And now I'm back. I can kind of pick and choose what I want to do now.
See, and that's the key to where, when I said, when I got when I finally got that deal with TCI and started doing my shows, the thing about it was I remember what you said. You said, hey, you ain't got to rush it. Do what you do and build your stuff up to where when it all comes down, can't nobody say, well, I gave you this, and this, so you need to do your show this way. You like, no, ain't nobody gave me nothing. This is my dream and my platform. And once I kept it as mine, couldn't nobody change it. And it did what I wanted to do.
But that's just like you and now, how creative you are. You went up there and you graduated, you became a young family man. You're the proud father of a graduate. What she graduated? Northeast or Southeastern University? Where your daughter
Tennessee
graduated
State. Tennessee
Tennessee
State.
State. I mean, and that made you, I remember when you was there. And now you were there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you became the proud father, and I remember pushing and inspiring you. I remember when you first got married, how you was trying to piece it together. But now you got that cap and crown, and you have graduated, and you got that crown. And that's just like now. With some of your works, there are people been laying back in the cut, watching what you do, trying to steal a little bit from you here, trying to steal a little, but your time is now. Yeah, I watched you put that Mr. Parker's place together. I watched you do this, and it's great work. And this is where it's gonna be. We gonna take you taking this to a whole nother level. But I'm finna push you to do something else.
Hey.
I got something, as always. I got something else in my back pocket, and it's gonna be all right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You never let me down. I come to something, he's like, hey, that's good. But I need you to look into something else to make sure that's what you want to roll with.
Exactly.
Like,
it's
okay,
your time
cool.
now. I was just sitting here with Robin, and I'm telling him, man, everybody gets a turn. And when that turn comes, you got to be ready to get off on that track or jump on that train and make it happen. And because it's changed, it's changing in so leaps and bounds. They got some people out here on the internet right now some of the shit that they monetize and doing, I ain't gonna call certain names, but they got hundreds of thousands of listeners, millions of listeners, and they getting paid, cold paid.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. So I've had that my YouTube channel, and I've had the stream station since 2010 because I saw this coming before it happened. It's just now that I'm trying to, and I used to tell you, I said I'm fine tuning until I get it really where I want it to be. You know, I wanted to fine tune. I got one of the top radio stations that you can put up against anybody in the country. Thanks to Robert next to me. The brother is a hell of a guy, and that's like the president. You put a cabinet around you. But when you reach out and you don't mind helping people and you there for people and it's genuine and it's pure and you ain't looking for nothing, that's when you put your team together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it. I mean, like you say, it's, I mean, you dropped, like I say, I don't care nobody say, you dropped so many gems in my ear, and I had to put some of them in the back pockets. Like, I ain't ready to use that one yet. I got to hold on. But it's going to come when I need it. And I mean, like I said, the shows, the radio show, and like, again, like you said, trying to get into the point of doing the YouTube and the monetary money part, that stuff, business-wise, I could have done, but I was too busy trying to get stuff made and caught up to where once I built, like you told me, once you get some stuff in the can, then you can say, all right, look here, I got this, let's roll. What y'all got? What can y'all do?
Yeah, what can you do now? Because you done built it, you done perfect. That's why I went in 2010. I didn't move. I kept that station. Just there are a lot of people that knew about it, some didn't. I went out of town, and Vegas, they love me. But I had to put it together, and I wanted to put it together only to perfect that craft. So when I put it out there and I said, okay, we're going for this, that's the route we're going.
Yes, sir.
And
like I said, and that show what people have always said to me, well, it ain't time yet, because I got, and I used to tell kids they come through rapping, doing stuff like, no, don't do that stuff for exposure. You can't do for exposure.
I wish some of the parents and some of the people, every guy now, and some people will frown when I say this, everybody can't be a rapper because it's the same thing. To me, that's a limited skill. It takes no talent to be a rapper. You just gotta say some stupidity as a business. You say some stupid, you know what, S-H-I-T?
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
it blows up like wildfire. They get paid. And they call it a talent. That's not a talent. And the music business got in to see that. Well, hell, this is a multi-billion-dollar business. Goddamn it, let's get paid on being stupid. And that's where they took it. And they took it to the left. But now being creative and sitting down and putting twists and hooks on it and being creative is such as what you're doing with your platform and your Zoom and other stuff, is like Robert's doing with his branding. It's hard to do that. It takes a special kind of person. An architect sits down and he draws his plan out. And that's a development skill that you become creative about. You're creative, but you know, and everybody, if you watch the hand gestures, if you watch the movements with these rappers, it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
The very same thing. There was uniqueness in, you take Tupac, you take DMX, they had a uniqueness. You took Biggie, there was a uniqueness. But there was a message in some of it. E40, EPMD, those guys, when you come up, there was a message. Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5. These guys had messages, but now these rappers coming in, they're disrespectful. It's distasteless, because you got a mother, you got a sister, you got a grandmother, and you just, you know, and you're giving this illusion. I really applaud. What's up, boy? Big boy. I really applaud him. Oh God, I'm getting a brain freeze.
Wendell.
Well, you know, me and you and Wendell used to sit up a minute night. Wendell has been very creative. Rick Ross, I was talking about
Rick Ross. Okay, yeah.
He's a very creative brother. I remember from when he started and when he came from being a security guard to how rough he was. But he's graduated to another level, and he's a class act guy now. But that's just like Wendell. Me, you, and Wendell used to sit up, and he put that music together. and you like, damn, this brother is truly talented.
Yeah.
When he said he the boss, I give him his props. And he got that new album right now. He's got to do Still Learning About Love, and that's what we gonna do.
Yeah.
Heavy hit, and he writes hit after hit. Now he's a mega hit in that Southern Soul venture. He's gonna. I got something planned for all of us on this platform that I'm gonna do. From the beginning of when they'll be.
Ooh,
when we started, you and I, were how we used to sit in that one room and how he would create. So that's gonna be a hell of a journey. I got that in the can. You know, I just got to get him on, and we get him up on Zoom. This would have been a hell of a platform, but we're gonna do this. So these are things that people can look forward to, and I'm happy, Cecil, that you called, because this time now to move to the next level. And those that are watching this, you brothers that are copying and stealing, you got a chance to be scared now, because the old man is back, and we stirring up the pot.
Oh yeah, look, yes sir, yes sir. That's the whole thing. Like I tell people, hey, in this 2020 piece, two things gonna happen. Either you're gonna learn to create and move, or you're gonna get ran over.
Exactly, by a freight train. Yeah, because you know, and I tell people that you can steal all you want. You can sit back and steal from me. But now this freight train is about to come, and I mean, I'm so happy about it. You know that I don't know what to do. You know, everybody's on this Southern Soul craze. Southern Soul has been around a long time.
Yes, sir.
It's just the family aura and the warmth of the people in the South being friendly that they've come forth with. I'm not ashamed of being from the South. I'm not ashamed of being a country boy. And this is how we party. So we're gonna Dallas, and country ride. And that's that, and people are accepting of that now. And COVID really helped push it over the edge, because people have been cooped up. We're ready to get back out and have social gatherings with our friends and family. Ron Isaac, that new one he got.
Yeah.
Friends and family.
Yep.
Money on me. I'm coming.
Well, Pop, I want to thank you for being on, and what we got. So, like I said, we already know we got something coming up in the near future where we gonna do some things.
All right. Well, you let me know. I appreciate doing this, man. Thank you for having me. And you called me for our next appointment meeting, because we got to go back to the drawing board. We got something to do.
Yes, sir.
Love you, brother.
Love you, Pop. Love you. Tell everybody what's up.
All right. I will tell the family.
And I'll holler at you.
All right. Take care.
All right, now.
Thank you. All right.
So why you can't get around it? So low you can't get under it. So high you can't get over it. We gon' break it down. when the mothership docks. With rhythm on our side, we cannot be stopped. And as planetary citizens, listen, we are not CYX or the next generation. We are the continuum, surging with urgent patience. More than millennials, we are perennial emeralds. Glistening, listening to ethical generals. Embracing notes from Grace Lee's scroll. As these days unfold, we make broken streets whole. Resilience meets brilliance, the key is children. Tomorrow